Hello everyone, welcome to Code Freshly Juiced, and today we are looking at all the sensing blocks in Scratch. In our last video, we talked about all the control blocks in Scratch. You can find this video by clicking the I in the top right corner. Without further ado, let's get started. First we have touching mouse pointer. If I were to click this, it says false. Mouse pointer can also be changed to edge. So if we were to go to control and drag in if then, put that in there, and then go to motion and drag in go to random position, that's basically it. It's done. Now we need a forever block, and boom. So what I just made is if Scratchy here is touching my mouse, then it'll go to a random position. So if we click that, he's not doing anything, but if I touch him, oh, there he goes. There he goes again. Oh, now he's over there. Wait, there, just like that. And he just goes and goes forever and ever until you click the stop button. Next, we have touching color. What this will do is, if I add another sprite, I don't know, how about, let's see here. Ball. Let's add ball. So wait for it to load in. So if it's touching the color something, it'll do something else. Actually, no, wait, no. All it does is, if it's touching the color, and let's, that. If it's touching that bright yellow color. Right now it says false. But if I were to drag him on top and click it again, it says true, because he is touching that color. If we were to also go to control and drag in if then, drag that in there. Now go to motion and bring in go to random position. Why not? And a forever block so it keeps going. Right? And now if I go to this, wait, there. See, I let go of the ball and it goes to a random position. There it goes. And let go now. Random position. Because once I let go, he's touching the color. If I'm holding the sprite, he's technically not touching the color, so nothing happens. If I let go, he touches the color. We also do the same thing the other way around. If I let go, he goes somewhere random. If I bring him back to the ball, he goes somewhere else random. Maybe here. There's another random position. And another. There we go. So that's all that does. We're going to keep the ball in because we'll probably need that later. Next is color blank touching another color. So if we were to do the white on him touching the color light yellow here, that would mean if any part of him that's white is touching the bright yellow, it would say true. Right now it says false, but if I were to drag him up here like that, so clearly he is touching that color. But if I click this, it still says false. That's because the color white is not touching that bright yellow color. If I were to drag this down to here like that, where it is touching, and click it again, it says true. So now if we were to go, we would go to control, drag in if then, right? Put that in there. If touching color, then motion we would do go to random position. And now we would do, no, that's it. So if we were to have the white touch the color, right now, see, nothing's happening because he's not touching the white. But if I were to put the white on him, oops, sorry, it has to be on top. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. The white has to be on top. If the white isn't on top, then nothing's going to happen. Oh, wait, I forgot. Never mind, I forgot something. Forever. Go to ball again. Now drag the ball on top. Oh, never mind. It just has to be touching each other. I forgot to put the forever block in then. There we go, it's gone. So it goes to random positions. If we drag that out of there, put him back to 0, 0. There we go. Drag the ball out of the way. Okay, let's move on. Next is distance to mouse pointer. Right now it says I'm 104.3168251. You get the gist. Mouse pointer can also be changed to sprite 1. So for distance to sprite 1 is 202, like that. That's the distance between those two. Oops, I forgot to, 240, see? If I move the cat back and then click it, 330 instead. So if I were to do see, this doesn't fit though, so we have to get an operator. If distance to ball is, actually I'm going to take that out. I'm going to do less than instead. If the distance to ball is less than 50, then go to random position. So what this little script here does is if we were to drag the ball anywhere under 50 pixels towards the cat would go to a random position. So if we drag the ball to here and let go, oh, not 50 pixels yet. Oh, I forgot to put the forever block in again. Wow, I keep forgetting to do that. Forever, there we go. Now if I click it, oh, there it goes. And if I drag it right there, still not 50 pixels. There it goes. There it goes. It should be like right by it. 50 pixels is a very short distance. So there it goes. That's how that works. It's distance to whatever object you want. Now if I do mouse pointer, if I get my mouse anywhere close to the scratchy, it moves away and away and away. There it goes. And in there. No. There. If we go anywhere close, I could also raise this number to 100 so you can actually tell better. See, that time I went near him and he moved. Near. There it goes. So that's what that does. Let's set that back to 0, 0. And next one. Ask what's your name and wait. It also comes with the answer block here. So if we were to grab an extra block, or if we were to grab text to speech, let's say, text to speech here, and say, speak, let's say, we want to say, wow. Actually, we should do this first. He's going to ask, what's your name, and wait. Now, if we check the answer box here and type in, actually, we're going to get another operator. It's going to be another join block, and put join in there. Wow underscore, keep this apple, and then type in, I wish I had a name like that. And at the very beginning, we're going to put a comma and a space. Now, if we were to drag answer into there, boom, we're all ready. So what I just made is, when I click this, Scratchy will ask what my name is and wait for something to happen. Wait for me to type and press the check mark. Oops. Whatever my answer is, he'll say, wow, my name. So that would be code freshly juiced. And then I wish I had a name like that. So if I click this, what's your name? And I would type code freshly juiced, Juiced, and press check mark. Listen closely to what he says.
Wow, code, freshly juiced. I wish I had a name like that.
Obviously, you can click it again and change your name to whatever I want. So if I say Billy, whatever, it's random.
Wow, Billy, I wish I had a name like that.
Same thing every time, except the answer block here makes him say whatever name you chose. So let's uncheck answer and go on. Next is key space pressed. So if we were to go to control and drag an if then else, If key space is pressed, then motion go to x0, y0 forever. Otherwise, what was I going to do now? Otherwise, go to random position. Go to random position and wait 1 second. Right in there. Now we change 1 second to 0.5. Okay, what I just did here is, I have to add a forever block to there too. If my space key is pressed, then it'll forever go to 0, 0 in the center. Otherwise, it's going to wait 0.5 seconds, then go to a random position forever. So if I click this, you'll see every half a second he goes to a random position. But if I hold my space key, oops, what's happening? I'm pressing my space key. I think I know what happened. I think I have to take the X0, Y0 block out of there. Okay, space. My key space is pressed. Oh my god. Sometimes. Okay, let's try something else. Let's make the simpler thing. If key space pressed, then play sound meow until done. If I drag that in, there we go. And forever block. And if I click this, nothing's happening. But if I press my space key, you can hear the meow sound. It's that simple. All it does is it waits until your space key is pressed. You can also change space to the arrow buttons, any key, and the letters plus the numbers. Next is mouse down. If I go to control and drag in if then again, if mouse down, then blank forever. Play sound meow until done. I'm going to make the sound actually a lot quieter so I can talk over it. Minus. There we go. So if I click this, nothing's happening. But if I were to hold down my mouse, it plays sound meow. I just let go and it stopped. Let go, it stopped. It plays the sound when I'm holding down my mouse, and when I'm not, nothing happens. So that's what that does. Next, set them back to 0, 0. Next is mouse X and mouse Y. So if I were to do, you could use these in a variety of ways, but I'm only going to explain one. Forever, go to 0, 0. If I were to change this to X and Y negative 80 and click this, it'll always go to down there wherever my mouse is, but only at negative 80 on the Y scale. You can see down here, my X is changing wherever I move my mouse, but here on the right here, this Y, it doesn't change. Wherever my mouse is on the screen, it stays 80. If I were to stop and drag mouse Y in there, but take mouse X out and make that negative 180 and click this, now he stays at X180, but is always at wherever my Y is, wherever the Y up and down is, where my mouse is. So up, down here is like 134, negative 134. Up here is 133. It depends where your mouse is, he goes to that point. It's like, right now it says my mouse X is at negative 240, but right here it's at, it won't let me click it when it's in there. So if I drag that out, click it, negative 43, if I would drag that up, 106, drag it back in there. So it just lets the sprite do whatever you want as long as your mouse is at that specific location. You can even make it if mouse X is greater than 100 but less than 500, do something. The possibilities are endless. Next is set drag mode to not draggable. I'm not really quite sure how this works yet, because no matter what I do forever, set drag mode to not draggable, he still drags. You guys are seeing that, right? He's still dragging. I've even tried this too. If I go to looks, because if I drag it, you can see that little eyeball down here. It switches to don't show. If I drag it, it switches to don't show, and when I let go, it switches to show. So I thought, if I keep it on show, it should work. But I put that in there too, and it still didn't work. Look. All it does is it leaves a copy until I let go, which I think is stupid. So I don't know how this works. I'm just going to leave that for now until I can learn. If I do learn, I'll put down in the comment section how to use it. I might even do a little mini video. Next is the loudness, timer, and reset timer blocks. If I were to check loudness, if I'm talking really quiet, loudness is very low. But if I'm talking really loud, loudness is somewhere near 100. Next is timer. If I were to check that off, oh, that's how many seconds it has been since I clicked the green flag. 1,430. If I were to click it, it resets. You can also do the same by just resetting timer. This is useful if you're going to make someone wait 10 seconds. You would do reset timer, if timer, because we learned about that in, I think it was events. When timer is greater than 10, you would do something like that, right? So you can also do if blank then and go to operators. If timer is equal to, let's say, actually we can do loudness too. But then again, if you wanted to do that, you could just use the when timer's 10 or whatever. But this one only works if it's equal to that. So if I were to go to if loudness is equal to 50, then reset timer, let's say. And if I were to go to forever, there we go. Right now, since I'm talking really quietly, the timer isn't doing anything because I'm not equaling my voice to 50. But once I get past 50 or hit 50 overall, it resets the timer. Boom! Oh! See that? When I hit 50, it resets. So if I go, so it only does it if it's equal to 50, which is pretty hard to get. So that's what those do. Next is backdrop number of stage. So backdrop name of stage would be backdrop 1. The number would be 1. The volume right now of the stage is at 100, which is weird considering I lowered the volume. So weird. I don't know what the volume of the stage does either. Wonder if I can change that. Backdrops, maybe. No, see, more, I guess? Front, back, no. There's no volume button anywhere on the backdrop list. So, I don't quite know what volume does yet either. But, yeah. Backdrop number. You could also do if something is equal to 50. You could do this. You could do this. If blank plus blank equals 50. So you could do if the backdrop number of the stage plus, let's say, the my variable equals 50, then do something. So if you're to do if then, as I add more blocks, this thing will constantly get bigger. No, we want you to go in there. There we go. Then start sound meow, play sound meow until pop. Now it's pop. How did that change? Play sound pop until done. So forever, right? And if I click this, right now nothing's happening. But if I were to get my variable, wait, where is it? Where's my variable? Oh, yeah. Set my variable to 50, nothing's going to happen because it's at 51 now. But if I were to change it to 49, 49 plus backdrop number, which is 1, equals 50. It'll play sound pop. If I set it to that. Yeah, let's drag that off quick. And there that goes. So basically what that did is if, let's say something, whatever, you could use it for multiple things. It's just making, it's a different way of telling numbers. It's really used if you pair it with operators. So next is, I believe, the current year, days since 2000, and username. Some of these I don't want to show because it'll show people when I filmed this video. So things like current year, month, date, day of week, hour, minute, and second, I'm not going to show. Days since 2000, I might show because it's pretty hard to calculate when. So 7457.9262460, weird stuff. This is how many days plus how many hours, minutes, and seconds. It's weird. But yeah, that's how those work. Username I can show you because it's code freshly juiced. It's my YouTube channel name. So that's what those do. You could use specific things like if you're making a project that only worked at New Year's, you could do if current year is equal to whatever year it's turning next, then you could make it play Happy New Year sounds or whatever. So that's what those could do. Or days since 2000, you could do the same thing if it was turning another year. That one would be a bit harder, though, to calculate when it would be. So, yeah, that's all we have for the sensing blocks in Scratch. In our next video, we'll talk about the operators blocks in Scratch. That's all I have for today, and I hope you all enjoy your code freshly juiced.